Hi, this is Professor Rujo Moreno with a wrap up of Objective 7 in Chapter 2. The most important thing to learn about the difference in inflation and interest rates is to understand that inflation means it takes more money to buy the same thing, right? So the amount of return or interest that you're going to be getting on investments needs to be higher than inflation so you can buy at least what you have today and maybe more. So take a look at the middle paragraph here where you say you have a $10,000 investment that you earned 8%, right? So that means that at the end of the year you have $10,800. Well, let's assume inflation is 3%. So you would need $10,300 to buy the same thing $10,000 bought the previous year. That's what inflation does. The fact that you earned 8%, 10,300, means that you're actually $500 ahead, right? You can actually enjoy what you bought this year and have more money to buy other things as well. So it's really sort of the difference, okay? So we look at something called a real rate of return as simply the difference between what interest you're earning and what inflation was. So here you had an 8% return on your investment. Inflation was 3%. So you basically made 5% more than inflation, which means you're ahead of the game. You have preserved your purchasing power. Okay. That's important to know. Another thing that's important to know about this part of the chapter is just some, little goals about budgeting for a lifetime. Most of you are in this younger group, pre-family independence type of thing, where you need to start developing and learning how to do these things, so you can eventually find some independence and do those types of things. But for some people that are a little bit more advanced, and you're going to be getting there, so it's not like you can ignore this. It's going to happen to you eventually. There are other things that, as you see, happen as you get to family formation, pre-retirement, and then retirement. One of the nice little story that's in your book is about how Tyler bought a boat. Okay, because Tyler likes fishing and decided, hey, what the heck, I could buy a boat. Well, again, unfortunately, if you don't have a budget and you don't have any plans, other people have plans for you, for your money. If you don't have plans for your money, other people do. So in this case, the company that sold the boats had plans for his money. He had no plan. So what happened with Tyler, unfortunately, is that he financed 80% of the boat. He has a regular payment for a number of years. And now, unfortunately, he lives in a situation where he spends more, has more expenses than income. However, if he had budgeted at least in the minor amount, he would have known that actually buying the boat would have been too much for him. You can always rent. Right? So, in general, what I can say is you want to make choices today that give you more options tomorrow. If you make choices today like Tyler, you're going to be actually limiting the amount of choices you have tomorrow, because Tyler has no choice but to either pay that loan or sell his boat. Sad choice for him. And live in deficit, which means he's not going to be very independent for a while. So, but if he had thought about that prior, he would have had more options in this case. So, very important to know and think about your choices today. Are they giving you more choices tomorrow, or are you actually pinpointing less choice tomorrow?